This is what I've been needing. Just the peace, the calmness of nature. When your world and your life is so chaotic, even when it's not chaotic in your mind, it can seem like things are chaotic. So sometimes when that is going on, you just need to step away from all that. Get a little time in nature. Get away from social media and, your daily routine. Reset your mind, your attitude, the way of thinking, everything. And that's what I need, a total reset. There's a cemetery back here. It says Old God's Cemetery. But we're not going to the cemetery, I don't think. Oh, actually, I don't know. Are we? I didn't intend on going to the cemetery, put it like that. You hear that? There's many leaves, but just to be able to hear that sound. This is a nice park. It was $25 to camp here. And there were no taxes. This is a very nice park. I think you get in for free if you want to just come and walk around, hike, because I didn't see anywhere where they collect any money or anything. Oh my God, look at those leaves. Gosh, is that beautiful? Wow.
Don't mind, it doesn't matter.
You're right. Hey, do you know what we're gonna do today?
What?
We are going.
Good morning. I'm up. It is 6:40 Central Time, which makes it 7:40 Eastern Standard Time. So it's about time for me to get up and log into work. I'm gonna get up and brush my face. Get up and wash my face and brush my teeth. Put some clothes on and log in. It's still quite dark here. I only put my night shade up. I didn't put any of my other shades in because it's pitch black here and I'm in the middle of the woods, so I didn't find that necessary. But I will come back for story time later
after I get dressed. It's wild and crazy, which I know. I can't tell those that love me because, but anyway, I'll be back, guys. Headed out. Wild turkeys. Oh, good Lord.
unlocked, or maybe I didn't lock all
husband walk over there. And it's a little distance and in the dark. So I start walking. Pitch black, mind you. I'm like, I don't know what's out here because it's my first time camping in Kentucky. And I know like the mountains. I'm like, there's bears, there's all kinds of stuff. My mind was just going everywhere. So I'm walking, and literally while I'm walking, deer are just running everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. And these were some big old deer. They didn't care. They were just running. It was like 100 deer running all around, and I'm like, oh my God, it's dark. So I walked on over there. I got over there, and the guy at the desk said the rangers are gone. I guess they're not there in the evening time, and I guess now because it's getting closer to winter, they just don't. They're not there. I don't know if they're ever there 24/7 or not, but they leave at like 5 o'clock. So I'm like, oh my God. And they were like, there are no tow or lockout services nowhere near here. He was like, your best bet would be just to wait till tomorrow and see if we can find somebody. And I'm like, I can't wait till tomorrow. Like, I wouldn't mind it if I was set up. Like, if I had my tent out and I had some items, a blanket or something outside. But I absolutely didn't have anything. Everything was in the car besides my phone that I had no use for. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe if I get my phone charged, then I will be able to contact somebody or use my roadside for my car, my roadside for my insurance. So I get to use the guy's charger, so I charge up my phone, and the roadside for my phone, the roadside for my car was kept saying unavailable. They was having some kind of issue, or maybe it was where I was at, I don't know. And then he finally said, okay, I could call somebody. So he called somebody, and the place is called Keys. So Keys come out, and he tried to get me in, and he was having a little rough time, but he finally got me in, and they only charged $50. So I was grateful for that, because I thought it was going to be at least $150 or $200, since it was like out in the middle of nowhere and it was after hours. But that was a blessing. So I gave him a $25 tip. Oh yeah, so he said that he would take card, but he didn't take card. When he got there, he was like, I don't have card. And I'm like, do you take Zelle, Apple Pay, Cash App, Venmo? He was like, no, he didn't take anything. So I was like, oh my God. Now the man told me you could take card. He was like, nah. It's like, I'm old school. I'm like, oh my God. So had to go back up to the lodge, and they didn't have an ATM in there. They said the ATM people took them out because their internet is so unreliable. So I'm like, oh my God. So he was like, well, you have to drive to the nearest city and go to an ATM and get some cash and all of this. So I'm like, oh my God. So he ended up finding a family member that able to accept Cash App. So I was glad to be able to pay him for that. That was crazy. So I learned quite a few lessons in all of that. Should always have cash on you. I do have some cash, but I don't have $50 of cash. I may have like probably $15 of cash on me. That, and two, I need to learn to put my phone on airplane mode when I am camping and there's no signal, because it's going to constantly keep searching for a signal, so that caused my phone to die. 3, I need to find some type of way to be able to communicate, which I have an iPhone 12 now, and I know that if I do get a iPhone 15 or higher, then it does have the satellite in it. So that would solve that issue of no reception or not being able to contact people. getting the iPhone 15 or higher, and there may be some Androids. I'm not for sure. I didn't research that. And then also, I gotta find a solution or a problem just in case my key gets locked in my vehicle again. I know they have those little automatic, those lock things that you can put, magnetic lock boxes. You can put a key in there and put a spare key underneath your car. So I'm gonna have to do that, and then I think that was it. The cash, the internet, reliable service or whatever, and the key. So I think that would have all helped me. I'm trying to think, was there a fourth? I thought it was another option. And then it was dark and my phone was dead, so I didn't have a light. I couldn't see, so I need to, but I wouldn't have my keys with me because I was thinking maybe have a light attached to my keys, but if I don't have my keys, so I'll have to figure out the alternative lighting situation. But I don't think there's really nothing I can do in that situation. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm going to look into getting each one of those things that I did note just in case for an emergency. Those are things you don't think about until something like that happens.